Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Today we will discuss world water crisis. First of all, there are two definitions. The first one, access to drinking water, means that their source is less than 1 kilometer away from its place of use, and that is possible to reliably obtain at least 20 liters per member of a household a day. If a person, a society fall in this category, we will call it that the water is accessible. If the source is more than 1 kilometer and less than 20 liters of water per person available per day, then it is called inaccessible, less accessible. Then drinking water is water used for domestic purpose, drinking, cooking and personal hygiene. Each person needs 20 to 50 liters of safe fresh water a day for drinking, cooking and cleaning. And in the world, more than 1 in 6 people, almost 894 million, doesn't have access to this amount of water, and I mean safe water. This figure, one sec. Then we will talk about the water use. By 2025, 800 million people will experience absolute water scarcity, and 2/3 of the world population could be under stress condition. And almost 1.1 billion people have no access to any type of improved drinking source of water, which is an alarming situation. If we see the chart, 70% of this water is used in agriculture for irrigation, 22% by industry, and only 8% at household level. In comparison, on average, people in the Europe use more than 200 liters, in the United States 400 liters, and other countries have different statistics. The 1.1 billion people who doesn't have access to drinking water only use up to 5 liters, 1/10 of the average daily amount used in the rich countries. Now, what will be the consequences? At the start of the 21st century, unclean water world, second biggest killer of children. This is one of the huge problem that the developing world is facing nowadays. 1.6 million people die every year from diarrheal disease. The leading cause of disease worldwide, 90% of these are children under 5. And 123 million suffer from high intensity intestinal ailments infection. 1.5 million causes of clinical hepatitis every year. Now, what is the importance of clear water? Essential for the prevention of disease in the developing world, reduce the number of insect-related diseases such as malaria. And this is the basic need for bathing, drinking, cooking and many other purposes. Water and word poverty, these are related. Access to clean water allows for better absorption and retention of vital nutrient from food. So food security, it is related to water security. $1 spent on delivering clean water. As you can see, $1 spent on delivering clean water can generate $8 to $14 in increased productivity. So clean water is equal to healthy livestock and crops, and when they are healthy, there will be healthy production and there will be no or less hunger. Student without water. UNICEF estimates over 50% of the world's schools have no access to drinking water. Sanitation. Clean water leads to fewer waterborne disease, and children often miss classes to fetch water. Reducing child mortality. 5,000 children die each day from water sanitation related causes. Unclean water is the #1 cause of diarrheal disease. And similarly, if we see improving mental health, carrying water can cause spinal malformation, and lack of water can aggravate anemia, especially in children. Combating HIV and other diseases, as water has many microbes, and the availability of safe drinking water and clean water for sanitation may lead to a healthy society. Play Pump International. Innovative product, the play pump, as you see in the picture, works in Africa, incorporates access to water promotion. This is the water supply cutbacks. This provides at least 75% of the population, that is WP, almost 25 million people. Then climatic change is a huge factor related to water resources, warming temperature, and if the temperature is warm, there will be snow melt. Snow peaks serve as a natural reservoir for clean water. This in turn increases the amount of rain, floods, and irregular pattern of weather condition. Drought, the lack of water or the less availability of water, is another factor related to the unavailability of water. And then water conservation tips for indoors. This is the most important things that we must have to take, and these are the steps which will lead to a healthy society, as well as to conserve the moisture in field, the water at houses, in factories and farms. Tell your parents know about leaks in your house, the bathing time, water wastes, kitchen. Then water conservation tips for outside. What are they? Water you run only when it needed, or especially at evening. Water your plants earlier in the day when less can evaporate. Plants and shrubs, they choose less water, mainly the cacti species, etc. And then water conservation tips for school: bring or use the water bottle which have fountain, and the water is safe, cool for longer time. Turn off the tap while washing your hands. pay attention to the water conservation science in bathrooms and drinking